Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Takeupspace podcast. This is your host, Erin, and we are going to be talking about 5 lessons that will make you think today. 5 lessons that are going to provoke thought. I'm also going to be diving into unleashing your feminine energy, because this is something that as bodybuilders, we do tend, and also business owners as well, we do tend to kind of dive into our masculine energy a little bit more. So I'm going to be giving you guys some tips, and hopefully, as always, you get some value out of these podcasts, because that's why I do them. Like, I want to provide value as much as possible to you guys and make you take up space in your own way. But I'll give you a little update first, because life is very, very crazy at the moment. It is a little bit all over the place. I'm here, there, and everywhere. I was in Manchester last weekend for the Femi posing seminar. It was amazing to see one of my coaches, Dani, because she doesn't live in the UK and came over just for the seminar and also had a client compete. And that was her first client step on stage, and she won her class and she also won the overall as well. So it was a really proud moment for me as a coach to see her do so well, because confidence is one of the biggest things when it comes to being in this industry, and it is hard sometimes to tap into that, and it is really difficult to unleash your full potential. And sometimes you do just need a little bit of a push. You need a little bit of encouragement. You need the support there to help you to see what you can do and to actually realize your worth as well. So it was a very proud moment for me as a coach, and also to see all of my clients as well. Like, my clients are killing the game at this moment in time. This is the busy show season. So this weekend we have got 6 girls competing. So this weekend I am in Wigan, and I'm also in Manchester again. I've got an Airbnb with some of the girls that are competing, and I have got a few first timers competing for the first time, and it's just going to be a really, really good weekend. And I know that I travel a lot. I know that I'm up and down the country most weekends. Like, I'm not home until I think it's the middle of November. I think every single weekend I'm away somewhere. So it is very busy, and it can be a little bit overwhelming at times, but it does make it worth it when I see them up on stage and just enjoying every single moment. Because for me as a coach, like, me being there and making sure that they're feeling okay, that they're not stressed, that they're not worried, is one of the most important things. Because when I just started in the industry, I never had that support, and it's something that I genuinely like doing is a coach, and it's something that I know that my clients do get. They do respect me a lot for that, and it just creates more of a community as well, because that's why we do posing seminars. We've got a Christmas meetup coming in December as well, and it's just good to create an environment where females can come, they can feel safe, and they can be whoever they want to be as well, without any judgment, without any fear. Because, like, bodybuilding is the minority, and not many people get it, especially when it comes to friends, when it comes to family, when it comes to even like partners. Not everybody gets it. So that's why I want to create a space for them. But everything is going good from my side. I am in my improvement season now, which is good. I think the last time I spoke, I was still in that recovery phase. I'm out of that now, so I am getting all the food, girls. I am getting all of the food. It's amazing. My food is currently 2,700 on training days and then 2,300 on rest days. So it's not as high as what it was at my peak bulk, but it's getting there. I'm just glad I'm out of that, we'll call it risky territory, where you can gain a load of body fat in a very short period of time. So now my body's stabilized. It's stabilized at a whooping 57 kilos. 57 kilos. The height of my improvement season last time, I was 70, so I've got a long way to go, guys. But I know that the next time that I'm that weight, it's going to be a completely different look. And that's the thing with bodybuilding. It is about taking your time and realizing that it's a process, and it doesn't matter how long you're going to get somewhere. As long as you keep going and you keep chipping away, you'll get there. So going into today's episode, the first thing that I want to talk about is actually something that I read in a book. It's a quote that I read in a book, and it's, life itself is a form of suffering. Regardless of what you do, you have to decide what suffering is worth it to you. It sounds like a little bit of a rhyme as well, but it was a quote that I was like, whoa, that is deep. And it is so, so, so true. Like, you have the choice in your life what you choose to suffer from and what you choose to not suffer from. And the biggest thing that comes to mind is, for me, when I'm talking about this, is a bodybuilding contest prep. Now, if you're not like a bodybuilder or you're in a contest prep, let's just say diet. Like, when it comes to going into a diet, you are going to be suffering to some extent, because you're not going to be able to socialize as much. You're not going to be able to have the takeaways and the McDonald's and the alcoholic drinks every single weekend. And that is the choice that you do need to make, but that's what you need to remember, that it is a choice, and there is going to be many different forms of suffering in your life. But it's up to you what you decide to use to your ability, and to realize that suffering is actually going to drive you forward. It is actually going to make you better. I think a lot of people, especially when they're dieting, have this victim mentality. This is shit. I can't do this. I'm so hungry. We need to get rid of the victim mentality and realize that you are actually choosing to put your body through this suffering. And this suffering, you should actually be grateful for the suffering that you're going through. For example, another one that's not dieting. If you're building a business and you're getting up really early in the morning to start work and get everything prepared before you have meetings, before you have calls. I was talking before we actually started this podcast, and they've just where I do my podcast is in a place called Studio 10 in Aberdeen. Now, they've just newly launched, and I started with, because you can see the background is obviously very different as well. It's very aesthetic. But they were just in a little room before, and they've grown massively since they've started their podcast. But what happens with rapid growth comes rapid pressure. It comes stress. It becomes overwhelming. But that is the suffering that they are choosing, because it means so much to them, because they're willing to do that to grow their business. So it's not about having that victim mentality and being like, oh, I've got all this stuff going on, I can't focus. It's about being grateful for the suffering that you do. Like, if you are someone that is in a position where you do maybe have that victim mentality and everything is shit, or you maybe don't actually like what you're doing, look at your life and ask yourself whether the things that you're doing is actually worth embracing the suck. Like, is what you're doing worth embracing the suck? And if the answer is no, you've got the ability to change that. You've got the ability to change paths. Because in bodybuilding, it's not for everyone, and that is absolutely fine. Not everybody likes the pain and suffering that comes into play when you're doing a contest prep, because it does take up the majority of your life. Just like building a business, not everybody wants to be self-employed. Not everybody wants to have a huge company or have employees. Like, some people do just genuinely want to work a 9 to 5, and they'll feel content and they'll feel happiness from that. But it is about choosing what you're willing to suffer from. And you are going to lose friends, and you are going to lose people along the way. That is just part of it. Part of growth is realizing that people will come and people will go, but the people that really do are meant to be in your life, those are the ones that are going to stay, and those are the ones that are going to support you no matter what your decision is going to be, and no matter what path you decide to take. So the second point is stop guilt tripping yourself into something that you don't want. Like, ask yourself what you really want in your life. Because what I see as a coach is some people start bodybuilding because they see what other people is doing. They see the glitz and the glamour of show day, but they don't actually dream of that themselves. They're doing it because of society. They're doing it because of maybe a status that they want on social media, and that is not going to give you any fulfillment in your life. And like, even then as well, like, stop doing what other people want you to do in terms of like your family and the people around you. Like, there's no shame in not doing the things that other people want you to do. There's no shame in having different goals, and there's no shame of doing things that maybe align with your purpose. Like losing weight. I know I keep saying losing weight, but like a lot of people listening to this will everybody, most likely everybody's been in a position in their life where they want to lose weight, but you've actually genuinely got to want that for yourself, and you've genuinely got to do it for yourself. Like, don't do it for other people. Like, for example, like me, like when I'm in my improvement season, I've still got photo shoots. I've still got things that I want to do that maybe would require me to have a little bit of a tighter physique, but that's not that purpose at that time. And I won't ever change my body composition or do anything for someone else, because it's not what I want to do. And that's the most important thing. Like, do things in your life that is genuinely for you and your happiness. Because I like to think of your life in seasons. Your values change, the people around you change, and that is totally fine. Like, you've got to do genuinely what brings you true happiness. And I think that aligning with your values is so important. I write down my values a couple of times a year, depending on whatever phase that I'm in. Like, my values in an improvement season and contest prep are essentially the same. My values are that I'm going to show up, work hard. I'm going to make sure that I'm doing my best. But also in my improvement season, one of my values is making sure that I'm speaking to my family more, that I'm seeing them more. That value is still important to me when I'm in a prep, but it is a lot further down the list because I've got so many other things that I need to do. So try and not like pursue a dream that's not meant for you. That's me. I went off in quite a big tangent there, but that's what I'm meaning. Like, don't pursue a dream that's genuinely that's not meant for you. Like, you think that like people have it, like going back to this like victim mentality as well, like, but like people when they are doing something like bodybuilding, they'll be like, why do I not look like that? They've got it so lucky. But what you need to realize is that it's the work ethic that's the most important factor there. Like, it's not luck. That people that you see on social media, the people that maybe you take inspiration from, it's not because they're lucky. It's because they've genuinely put everything they possibly could into that process. Like, it's not just a case of, like, when it comes to work as well, it's not just a case of, I want more money, that's why I'm working hard. Like, have a genuine reason as to why you actually want that, and if you do, you'll put actions in place to get there. You'll have side hustles. You'll be doing things on the side that is going to help you get more money. But just don't pursue a dream that is maybe not necessarily meant for you. The next point is limiting your beliefs. Like, believe in yourself that you are actually enough. Like, you are enough and you're capable of so much more than you could possibly think of. Like, for me, one of the things that really helped me, like, believe in myself and believe in my self-worth was like working on things that were maybe like a trauma in my younger self. So like sitting down and like thinking of everything that has maybe caused me to not have self-belief and not have self-worth. And it's because of other people's opinions. It's because I've had too much input from other people that makes me think that I'm not worthy. Now, whenever I make a decision now, it's because it's from within. It's because I have got belief that I know it's going to work, like starting new projects or launching doing like a posing seminar, for example. If I didn't have that belief, I would have never done that. And it comes with stepping out of your comfort zone and doing things that maybe are necessarily a little bit uncomfortable, putting yourself into environments that maybe do scare you. Like me, when I got asked to do the coach convention, I was terrified because I had never spoke in front of people before. I had never spoke in front of anyone. And I think I spoke to everybody the day before and we went out for a nice dinner. I actually went home early because I was so nervous for speaking in front of, I think there was like more than like 200 people there. I was terrified, but I love it now. I realized that I actually really enjoyed being in front of people. And it's because I believed that I would be able to do it, even though it was the scariest thing that I've ever done in my life. I believed that I could do it. And this is when you need to realize that you're worthy of anything. Like, my biggest piece of advice is, if you are struggling with maybe some limiting beliefs, is actually have a vision board. Now, on your vision board, you want to try and see where you see your future self. So maybe the kind of house that you want, maybe your car. And I know that those two things are materialistic things. And I'm not saying that you should like aim for materialistic things, but everybody does have dreams. Everybody maybe does have that dream house or that dream thing that they really, really want. And if you put it onto a vision board and you see that every single day, you can start making small actionable steps to achieve those things. Like, I've seen a couple of these on TikTok, and it just makes me so happy when these girls are like getting some of the things that they want from their vision boards from the start of the year. Like, yes, okay, you maybe won't have all of the things that you dream of by the end of the year, but you may actually start ticking those little things off that you have dreamed of. What you've got to remember as well is no matter where you come from, no matter what your race is or what your background is, you can create your own life and you can create your own reality. It's just so important that you block out all of the noise from round about you. The next point is don't take no as a sign to stop chasing your dreams. Like, really believe in your vision and don't let other people's opinions come in your way, because like, you are going to have opinions from your family, especially. Like, for example, my family, they would love me to have children. And it's just not something that I'm in a comfortable position to do yet. I don't want to have children yet. And that's okay. Yes, it might disappoint other people. Yes, it might not be what they want you to do. But it's so important to say no and like be whoever you want to be, like regardless of other people's opinions. So lastly, I want to talk about, this is going to be a big one. I want to talk about like unleashing your feminine energy, because I think it is so important for us females to remember that your femininity and your feminine energy is so important. Now, when it comes to femininity, I'm not talking about looks. I'm not talking about what your body looks like, because being a female, it doesn't matter if you're muscly, if you're slim, if you're a size 6, or if you're a size 20. That doesn't matter when it comes to femininity. What matters is actually your energy from within. And as females, we are really emotional. And I think for me, especially like growing a business, it has tapped into more of my masculine side. Like, being feminine is being in touch with your loving, caring side. That because every female has naturally got that feminine energy. And I think that with social media nowadays, that it's kind of creating this like boss babe, independent mentality. And what we've got to remember is, yes, okay, it is amazing to own a business and it's amazing to have huge goals and huge dreams, but you're also kind of taking away that really soft side to yourself, because masculine energy is taking action, being logical, and being initiative. That is what masculine energy is, and that is what men are. Like, men are there to be providers. They're there to keep you safe. And if we take over that masculine role for too long, it can like really put you into a state of overwhelm. And it's something that I've really found difficult probably this past year, because I don't want to be masculine. Like, I want to have a business, but when I come home, I want to be soft. I want to be caring. I want to be cute. I want to be loving. And although like I could maybe depend on myself independently, like men are there for like support, and we are yin and yang at the end of the day, and we do work together, and there is a lot of things that men are better at than women. It is about working in a collaboration rather than taking on the whole role. And that's kind of what I've felt and experienced over this past couple of months, because like over this past year, is I felt that I've been this girl who's kind of in this like fight or flight response mode, because I've been focused on business, but I've been keeping all of my emotions in. And like this past year, I've really allowed myself to like unleash my feminine energy, and actually realize that it's okay to rest, and it's okay to be kind to yourself. And you don't like when I come home, I just want to chill, relax as well. It's okay to do that. And the mentality that social media has brought is that it's not like being a female is about being loving and catering. And yeah, the more successful you are, you will tend to find that you will kind of dive into that masculine energy. Like how I like to see it as well is if you're a female, you are a female. A female goes through a menstrual cycle each month. There's going to be periods of that cycle where you do feel like a boss babe, where you do feel like you can take on the world, you're motivated, and you're ready to really dive into projects and be creative. That is like a period of time where you do tend to, or can be, a little bit masculine. But there's other times of the month, especially in what's called the luteal phase of your cycle. This is a time where you do need to dive a lot more into that feminine energy. You need to take care of yourself. You need to give yourself self-love and give yourself rest. Going for walks, journaling, meditation, listening to your favorite music. Like, it's okay to take your foot off the gas. And when you do take your foot off the gas, you are going to feel a little bit more content in your life. Like, yes, okay, it's like being independent, hardworking, and everything is fine, but don't forget that you are like a woman as well, and you need to be taken care of as well, and that is what men are there for. They like taking care of you, and when you have so much of this masculine energy, that maybe won't be reciprocated back, because they will maybe treat you like men. And you obviously don't want to be in that position either. But unleashing your femininity, when it comes to this, it's about being whoever you want to be, dressing however you want to look, that is going to make you feel your highest feminine version of yourself. Whether that's wearing dresses, whether that is wearing sweatpants, whether that is wearing baggy shirts, it is about wearing whatever you want to wear. For me, I really like doing my hair, doing my makeup. I like wearing pink. I like wearing baggy clothes. Whatever I wear, I'm wearing because that's what my like feminine side is. And it is about loving yourself in every single way you possibly can, because when you love yourself, that's when how you teach others to love you. But it's also how you can bring in love as well. If you truly love who you are, and your values are you stick by your values, because I think that is really, really important, that you do have morals and you do things to and for your highest self, because that's when you'll get respect for yourself, but it's also when you'll get respect from others. And when you take care of yourself, that's when you can really take care of others. And it's so important that we do take care of other people, and make sure that we are giving them as much love as possible. But if we don't love what we look like, potentially, we've got the ability to change that. Like, I'm not saying go away and get like a Brazilian butt lift or something like that. But we've got the ability to make ourselves feel better. We've got the ability to do our hair, wear nice clothes, put on makeup, and do things that maybe make us feel more comfortable. Like, I've never felt more in tune with myself than now, because of the fact that I'm putting an effort into myself, and I intentionally act like the person that I want to become. So I thought about, like, who would I actually want to be if I could be anyone? And I would be someone who takes care of herself, who dresses the clothes that I want to wear. And I think that is really, really important, because the more you do, as I say, value yourself, is the more that you'll actually be able to dive into that feminine side. And it's okay to cry. It's okay to be emotional, and it's so important that you talk about your females, and that will really, really help you unleash that feminine energy that you do have inside of you. But thank you so much for listening, guys. Please go on to the Instagram page and do the not going to lie question box, because I am going to be doing a Q&A next week, which is going to be really exciting. So any questions, let me know, guys, and I will see you in the next one.